Hello everyone. So today we will be discussing about the concept of separation of power. Separation of power was first proposed by Locke, which was further worked on and improved, and it was presented again by Montesquieu as an extension to the theory of rule of law. The theory of separation of power maintains a check and balance on different organs of the government. According to this theory, the three organs of the government, that is the legislative, executive and judiciary, should not overlap its functions and should constrain to its given circumference or its given powers. It should not overlap on the powers of other bodies. But following the principle to its entirety is not possible in the given scenario, as it cannot be the powers cannot be kept in an airtight container. There will always be a certain overlap of powers. So the most applicability that has been adopted by any nation under this rule has been adopted by America and Australia. India follows rule of law only in a limited sense. There has nowhere been a mention of rule of law in our constitution, but Article 50 does mention the separate judiciary concept. Now, it works on four principles: the exclusivity principle, the functional principle, the check and balance principle, and the mutuality principle. These principles are laid down such that there is a concord and not a discord amongst the three bodies, such that they are not in a constant fight with each other, but help each other for the prosperance of the nation as such. India has adopted it, but not in its entirety, as I have said earlier. Now, there have been certain instances and case laws based on the concept of separation of power. The first case law that ever discussed the separation of power was the Keshav Nanda Bharti case, where it said that separation of power was one of the basic structures of the constitution and cannot be amended or removed in any way. Secondly, in the case of Indira Gandhi Nehru, so in this case they said that separation of power has been adopted in India, but only in its partial sense and not in its entirety, as it has been adopted in the Australian and American government, because it is not possible for India to adopt this principle in its entirety and will hamper the prosperity of the nation as such. And in the case of P. Kannadasan, in this case, the court held that a law can be held liable or can be questioned on any ground except if it is overruling a court's judgment. This judgment was very important to be laid down, because any law made against a previous judgment of the courts was said to be ultra vires, and so it was very important that the rights and powers of the judiciary was also confined to a limit. Thank you.